Welcome back to our channel US Coin 69, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden gems, and sometimes, the most unexpected coins turn out to be worth more than you ever imagined. One such coin that often surprises collectors and coin enthusiasts alike is the Washington quarter dollar from 1967. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another piece of American currency, but there's much more to the story than meets the eye. If you're a fan of numismatics or simply love discovering rare finds, this video is for you. Today, we're diving deep into the Washington quarter dollar from 1967, its unique history, and its potential value in the world of coin collecting. Let's begin with a bit of history. The Washington quarter, which has been in circulation for more than 80 years, has seen several changes in design since its inception in 1932. The 1967 version of the coin is part of a long-running series that features the iconic profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse side of the coin. This image was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has remained a symbol of American pride and heritage ever since. On the reverse, the coin features an eagle, an enduring symbol of freedom and strength, perched on a branch. It's a design that's both simple and profound, with a strong connection to the country's founding and its ideals. By the time 1967 rolled around, the Washington quarter had undergone a significant change. The United States was experiencing a time of great social and economic upheaval, with the country deeply involved in the Vietnam War and dealing with the rise of the civil rights movement. Despite these turbulent times, the coin itself remained largely unchanged in design. The 1967 quarter still featured the same classic Washington image, but it was also the year when silver was officially phased out of the coinage system. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made the shift to clad coins, which replaced the silver content with a copper-nickel alloy. Therefore, the 1967 quarter is considered a clad coin, meaning it doesn't contain any silver, unlike the earlier years of the Washington quarter. But even though the 1967 quarter was made of a different metal composition, this coin still carries historical weight, and it's highly valued by collectors for several reasons. First, it marks a pivotal year in the evolution of American coinage. Second, the sheer number of Washington quarters minted in 1967 is staggering. In fact, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion of these coins that year, which means they were widely circulated and used by Americans in everyday transactions. However, it's precisely because so many of these coins were produced that makes finding an exceptional one quite a challenge. The true value of a 1967 Washington quarter depends heavily on its condition. The condition of a coin is often the determining factor in how much it's worth. The higher the quality of the coin, the higher the potential value. Most 1967 Washington quarters you come across today will be in average or worn condition, with signs of use from decades of circulation. These coins might have visible scratches, discoloration, and other imperfections that make them worth only their face value or a little bit more. However, if you happen to stumble upon a 1967 Washington quarter that has been kept in excellent condition, it could be worth far more than you might expect. Uncirculated coins, those that have never been used in regular transactions, are rare and highly sought after by collectors. These coins retain their original shine and sharp detail, which makes them significantly more valuable than those that have been through the rigors of everyday life. Now, what makes the 1967 Washington quarter truly stand out in the eyes of collectors is not just its condition, but the potential for finding rare, minting errors. Mistakes happen during the production process, and when they do, they create error coins that can be worth far more than a standard coin. Error coins, such as those with double strikes, misalignments, or other manufacturing defects, are highly prized in the world of numismatics. If you manage to find a 1967 Washington quarter that has been struck with a minting error, it could dramatically increase the coin's value. For example, a 1967 Washington quarter with a double die or a misstruck design could be a collector's dream. These types of errors are not easy to find, but when they do appear, they can attract a premium price. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins with rare and unusual characteristics, and error coins like these are highly coveted. So, how much is the 1967 Washington quarter really worth? As we've mentioned, most of these coins are worth only their face value, 25 cents, if they are in poor or average condition. However, the real value lies in the rare, uncirculated coins and those that feature unique characteristics, such as minting errors. For a 1967 Washington quarter that has been well preserved and graded highly by a professional numismatist, the price can be quite significant. Coins that are in mint condition or have rare and valuable errors can sell for thousands of dollars. In fact, a particularly well-preserved 1967 Washington quarter, free from any significant wear and with rare characteristics, could fetch as much as $112,000. Yes, you heard that right, $112,000. This is the kind of price that sets collectors' hearts racing and turns an ordinary quarter into a small fortune. It's incredible to think that a coin that was originally valued at just 25 cents could now be worth over $100,000. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's all about finding the hidden gems, the coins that are rare and in exceptional condition, the coins that might just be sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered. If you happen to find a 1967 Washington quarter in excellent condition, or if you come across one with a minting error, it could be time to take a closer look. With a little research and the right expert evaluation, that seemingly simple coin might turn out to be worth far more than you ever expected. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. And the 1967 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how an everyday coin can be transformed into something incredibly valuable. So, the next time you see a 1967 quarter in your pocket or coin jar, remember, it might just be the treasure you've been waiting to find. And who knows? You could be holding a coin worth $112,000. Top 2. The world of coin collecting is filled with opportunities to discover hidden treasures, and sometimes, these treasures come in the form of coins that you might never expect. One such coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike is the 1972 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another regular quarter you've seen 1,000 times. But in the world of numismatics, it's so much more than that. If you've ever wondered why certain coins are worth a lot more than their face value, or if you've ever come across a seemingly ordinary coin and thought it might be worth something, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into the history and potential value of the 1972 Washington quarter dollar and uncover why it might be worth a small fortune. Let's start by taking a look at the history behind the Washington quarter. Introduced in 1932 to celebrate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, the coin has become one of the most iconic in American history. For decades, the Washington quarter has featured the image of the first president of the United States on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse side of the coin has traditionally featured an eagle, although this design was changed in 1999 to depict the states and territories of the U.S. The 1972 Washington quarter, like its predecessors, features Washington's profile on the front and an eagle on the back. By 1972, the United States was undergoing significant social and economic changes. The country was in the middle of the Vietnam War and experiencing various political and cultural shifts. Despite the turbulence of the era, the design of the quarter remained unchanged, and it continued to circulate as a symbol of the nation's founding ideals. The 1972 Washington quarter was minted in large numbers, but what sets it apart from other quarters of the time is not just its design or place in history. It's the potential for collectors to find rare versions of this coin that can be worth much more than their face value. While most 1972 Washington quarters you encounter today are common and worth only 25 cents, there are certain factors that can cause these coins to appreciate in value. One of the most important factors in determining a coin's value is its condition. Most coins you come across are likely to show signs of wear and tear from being circulated for decades. They may have scratches, discoloration, or slight dents from being passed around in pockets and purses. However, coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, coins that have never been used for transactions, are much rarer and can be worth significantly more. An uncirculated 1972 Washington quarter, in mint condition, can fetch a premium price from collectors, especially those who specialize in acquiring coins that have been preserved in their original state. These coins are not only highly desirable because of their age, but they also represent a piece of U.S. history. For collectors, having a near-perfect coin is an exciting prospect, and the value of these uncirculated quarters can rise dramatically depending on their condition and grade. Speaking of grades, The value of a coin can also be determined by how it's graded by a professional numismatist. Coin grading is a process in which a coin is evaluated based on its condition, and coins that are graded highly, like MS-65 or MS-66, can be worth significantly more than coins that are only considered to be in average or good condition. The 1972 Washington quarter, when graded highly, can have a much higher value than one in average circulated condition. If you have a 1972 Washington quarter that is in mint condition and has been professionally graded, it could be worth much more than you'd expect. In addition to condition and grade. Another factor that could affect the value of the 1972 Washington quarter is the presence of a minting error. Minting errors are mistakes that happen during the coin's production, and they can create unique and highly collectible pieces. Some of these errors can be extremely rare, and when discovered, they can cause a coin's value to skyrocket. For example, a 1972 Washington quarter with a double die, which results in a noticeable doubling of the design on the coin, can be worth a great deal more than a standard quarter. Similarly, coins with misalignments, wrong planchets, or other types of errors can also be worth significantly more to collectors who specialize in these types of coins. For many coin enthusiasts, discovering an error coin is one of the most exciting aspects of collecting. Finding a 1972 Washington quarter that was struck incorrectly could result in a coin that's worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. These rare, error-struck coins are often sold at auctions, and their prices can vary greatly depending on how rare the error is and the coin's overall condition. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Just how much could a 1972 Washington quarter be worth? As we mentioned earlier, most 1972 quarters are worth face value, or just 25 cents. But when it comes to coins that are uncirculated, well-preserved, and graded highly, they can be worth much more. For example, a pristine, uncirculated 1972 Washington quarter can be worth hundreds of dollars, depending on the grade and condition. However, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1972 quarter that's been struck with a rare minting error, it could be worth significantly more. In fact, a 1972 Washington quarter in excellent condition with a rare error could be worth as much as $92,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $92,000. That's the kind of price a collector would be willing to pay for a highly sought-after 1972 Washington quarter that has a rare and unique characteristic. When it comes to rare coins, it's not just about the age of the coin or its historical significance. It's about finding those one-in-a-million examples that are truly extraordinary. So, the next time you come across a 1972 Washington quarter, don't dismiss it as just another piece of pocket change. Take a moment to carefully inspect it. If you find that it's in excellent condition or has any signs of a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth far more than you ever expected. Coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1972 Washington quarter is just one example of how a simple coin can turn into a true treasure. If you're lucky enough to discover a 1972 Washington quarter that's in perfect condition or has a rare minting error, you could be holding on to a coin worth $92,000. And that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's all about finding those hidden treasures that make this hobby so exciting and rewarding. Top 3. Coin collecting is a fascinating world full of stories, surprises, and treasures waiting to be discovered. While some coins are well known for their rarity or historical significance, others might not seem so extraordinary at first glance. But as every seasoned collector will tell you, it's often the less obvious coins that end up being the most valuable. One such coin that holds surprising worth is the 1974 Washington quarter dollar. It might seem like just another regular quarter, but in the world of numismatics, this coin has earned its place among the rarities. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the 1974 Washington quarter, its history, its unique features, and why this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth more than you might think. First, let's explore the historical context of the 1974 Washington quarter. This coin was minted during a period of change for the United States. The country was recovering from the turbulence of the 1960s and early 1970s, and it was a time when the nation was transitioning into a new economic era. Despite these political and social shifts, the design of the Washington quarter remained unchanged from the previous decades. The quarter still featured the iconic image of George Washington, the first president of the United States, on the obverse, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. On the reverse, the eagle remained, a symbol of the strength and unity of the country. The 1974 Washington quarter was minted at three different facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with the majority produced at the Denver Mint. By 1974, the U.S. Mint had already switched from using silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition for all circulating coins. The silver content in the quarter had been eliminated a few years earlier, starting in 1965, as part of the Mint's efforts to combat rising silver prices. As a result, the 1974 Washington quarter contains no silver, which might make it seem less valuable than its earlier counterparts. But don't be too quick to judge this coin by its composition alone. While the 1974 quarter was minted in large numbers, over 800 million coins were produced in total. It's not just the quantity of the coin that determines its value. The key to understanding the worth of a 1974 Washington quarter lies in its condition and any potential minting errors. Most of the 1974 quarters you'll find today will be in average or worn condition. They've been in circulation for decades, passed from hand to hand, and most likely have seen their fair share of wear and tear. These common coins, while still an interesting part of American coinage, are typically worth only their face value, 25 cents. However, as with many coins, the condition is paramount when it comes to value. The higher the quality of the coin, the higher the price it can fetch. Uncirculated 1974 quarters, those that have never been used in circulation and have been kept in pristine condition, are much rarer. These coins are highly prized by collectors, as they maintain their original shine, sharp details, and overall appearance. A well-preserved 1974 quarter, especially one that has been graded highly by a professional grading service, can be worth considerably more than a regular, circulated coin. In fact, coins that are graded as MS 65 or higher mint state are considered to be in exceptional condition and can command a much higher price. These coins are perfect examples of their year and show no signs of wear or damage. A 1974 Washington quarter in mint state condition could easily sell for hundreds of dollars to collectors looking to add a high-quality coin to their collection. Beyond condition, another factor that can significantly increase the value of a 1974 Washington quarter is the presence of a minting error. The world of error coins is one of the most exciting aspects of numismatics. Errors happen during the minting process, and these mistakes can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare and highly sought-after treasure. For the 1974 Washington quarter, certain minting errors have been discovered that can cause the coin's value to skyrocket. For example, one of the most well-known errors associated with the 1974 Washington quarter is the double die variety. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once, causing the design to be imprinted multiple times. This results in a noticeable doubling of the design elements, such as the words Liberty or the date. The 1974 quarter with this type of error is highly collectible and can sell for much more than the standard coin. Error coins, especially those with well-defined features, are considered to be rare and desirable by collectors. Other errors to look out for include off-center strikes, misaligned dies, and coins that are missing certain details. These types of minting flaws are less common, but they are highly prized by those who collect coins with interesting and unusual features. If you happen to find a 1974 Washington quarter with any of these errors, it could be worth far more than its face value. But how much can a 1974 Washington quarter actually be worth? For the most part, you'll find that the majority of these coins are worth only 25 cents, especially if they're in average circulated condition. However, the value increases substantially if the coin is in uncirculated or mint condition. If the 1974 Washington quarter has been well preserved and graded highly, it could be worth hundreds of dollars. But it's when you find a rare minting error that the real value comes into play. A 1974 Washington quarter with a double die error or other significant minting flaws can be worth far more than you might expect. In fact, one such coin with a rare error could fetch an astounding price, up to $84,000. Yes, you heard that right. A 1974 Washington quarter with the right condition or minting error could be worth $84,000. This is a life-changing amount of money for a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents. It's hard to imagine how something as simple as a quarter could be worth so much, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. It's a hobby that rewards patience, knowledge, and a keen eye for detail. If you're lucky enough to find a 1974 Washington quarter with a rare minting error or an exceptional condition, you could be holding on to a valuable piece of American history. So, The next time you're going through your spare change or coin collection, take a closer look at your 1974 Washington quarters. They could be worth more than you ever imagined. You never know, one of them might just be worth $84,000. Top 4. The world of coin collecting is filled with hidden treasures, and while many people think of rare coins as being centuries old, some modern coins can also surprise collectors with their value. One such coin is the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin from a year that's not too far in the past, but in the world of numismatics, this coin is a treasure waiting to be discovered. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the 1990 Washington quarter, its history, its unique features, and how a simple coin could be worth a lot more than its face value. Let's start by looking at the history of the Washington quarter and its enduring significance. The Washington quarter has been part of American currency since 1932, when it was introduced to honor the country's first president, George Washington. Created by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin has undergone only a few design changes throughout the years. The obverse features a profile of Washington, while the reverse side depicts an eagle, symbolizing the strength and resilience of the United States. This design has remained largely unchanged for decades, with minor modifications and updates made over the years. By 1990, the Washington quarter had been a staple of American coinage for over half a century. In 1990, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the Washington quarter as part of the regular coinage series. While the coin was still being minted in large numbers, there were subtle changes happening behind the scenes. The 1990 quarter, like its predecessors from the late 20th century, was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This marked the continuation of the shift away from using silver in coinage, which began in 1965. While some collectors prefer older silver quarters, the 1990 quarter still holds value, especially when found in the right condition or with certain unique characteristics. The 1990 Washington quarter is often seen as a relatively common coin, and most people don't give it a second thought when it's in circulation. But what many people don't realize is that the value of this coin can dramatically increase depending on its condition, rarity, and even the presence of minting errors. Coins that are kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are much rarer than those that have been passed around and used for everyday transactions. And this is where the 1990 Washington quarter starts to become interesting. For the majority of 1990 quarters, you'll find that they're in average or circulated condition. These coins, while part of American history, don't have much collector demand, and they are worth only face value, just 25 cents. However, if you happen to find a 1990 quarter in excellent condition, it could be worth much more. The key here is finding coins that have been preserved, uncirculated, and maintained in pristine condition over the years. These coins, especially those that have been graded by a professional coin grading service, can be worth hundreds of dollars. Another factor that can influence the value of the 1990 Washington quarter is the possibility of a minting error. Errors during the minting process can result in coins that are rare, and these error coins often become the most valuable in a collection. Minting errors can range from something simple, like a slightly off-center strike, to more complex issues, such as double dies or incorrect designs. These errors create coins that are unlike the typical examples, and collectors are always on the lookout for these rare and unique pieces. If a 1990 Washington quarter has a notable minting error, it could be worth much more than the regular versions in circulation. For example, a quarter that has been double-struck or has other interesting errors can capture the attention of collectors and increase its value significantly. These types of coins are often seen as rare and highly desirable, which is why finding a minting error in your 1990 Washington quarter could make all the difference when it comes to value. So, how much can a 1990 Washington quarter actually be worth? For most of them, the value is relatively low. If you find a typical 1990 quarter in average circulated condition, it's worth just 25 cents, the face value it was assigned when it was first minted. But when you get into the rarer, uncirculated coins or those with minting errors, the story changes. The value can increase dramatically, especially when the coin has been professionally graded and is in mint condition. Some 1990 Washington quarters have been known to fetch prices in the thousands of dollars. But the real surprises come when you find a particularly rare or error-struck coin. A pristine, uncirculated 1990 quarter could sell for a few $100s, depending on the grade and condition. But when it comes to rare error coins, things can get even more exciting. In fact, A 1990 Washington quarter that's in exceptional condition or has a rare minting error could be worth up to $50,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. Yeah. A 1990 Washington quarter with the right condition or a rare minting error could be worth $50,000. That's right. A quarter that originally circulated as 25 cents could end up being worth an extraordinary amount of money to collectors who value rarity and quality. When you think about how many quarters were minted in 1990, millions upon millions of them, it's clear that finding one in this kind of exceptional condition or with an error is a rare event. But when it happens, it's a game changer for collectors. So, what does all this mean for you? If you're into coin collecting or just have a passion for discovering hidden treasures, the 1990 Washington quarter is one coin that's worth paying attention to. It might look like a simple piece of currency at first, but with the right knowledge, a sharp eye, and a bit of luck, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than its face value. Whether it's an uncirculated coin in perfect condition or one with a rare minting error, the 1990 Washington quarter has the potential to become a valuable part of your collection. The world of coins is full of surprises. And the 1990 Washington quarter is just one example of how an ordinary coin can transform into an extraordinary find. So, the next time you come across a 1990 quarter, take a closer look. You could be looking at a coin worth $50,000. You never know, there may be a rare treasure waiting for you to discover.